Yo guys, it's Biss Rugby and the Rugby Championship is up to round 5 now. So here's my preview and predictions of the two huge games that are happening this weekend. Subscribe if you're new, like and get involved in the comments. Let's do this. So first up, the big match to talk about is South Africa against Australia. Now South Africa have come in off a massive win against New Zealand, winning 36-34 last week. And what a game that was, an incredible performance from the Springboks. And they are on a high, but compared to the Aussies, who are on a low because they lost against Argentina. Now South Africa started the game against New Zealand really well, and I expect them to do the same this time around. On the other hand, Australia started against Argentina pretty poorly, but grew a bit more into the game. Now South Africa would be slightly concerned about how they maybe let their lead slip throughout the match. New Zealand coming back into the game more and more. And New Zealand had an opportunity to at least draw the match, and right at the end had an opportunity to win the match, and they probably should have if the centre hadn't dropped the ball. But this game's going to be pretty interesting because South Africa on a high, Australia struggling a little bit. Now Australia, as I've said, start the game really well, but I'm quite concerned about their defence. Australia's defence, a tackle success rate of 79% is not good enough at international rugby. You cannot make those mistakes, missing those tackles, and South Africa, with a very big pack and some great runners behind, will target you and will break those tackles. Compare that to Argentina, who they played against last week. Argentina's is 85%. That's their tackle success rate, is 85%. So from 79% to 85%, you get an idea of where Australia are at the minute. And at the bottom of the Rugby Championship, there are questions about Michael Cheika. Should he leave? Should he be sacked? It doesn't seem like a happy camp for the Aussies. But if you're an Australia fan, let me know in the comments below. Should he go? Should he stay? Vote in the poll as well. The key player for Australia, though, I feel, is Will Genia. Now, I'm a huge fan of Will Genia. I think he controls the game fantastically from scrum half. I think he's a huge leader with nearly 100 caps now for Australia and over 25 points for them at least. He is a real leader. He commands the front row and the forwards. He commands the backs. He's a great link with the fly half, be that Bernard Foley or whoever else. And I think Foley should start for the Aussies tomorrow on Saturday. But Will Genia for me is going to be key to this. He controls the tempo, he controls the match, and if he's on fire, if he's controlling and giving instructions to the team, Australia will do well. For South Africa, it's someone a bit less known who has only been on the scene for the last 7 matches for South Africa. It's Afewi Deante, the winger who has scored 5 tries in 7 matches. The man is on fire, and he's a young guy, 21 years old, that's it, but with electric pace, and he can finish really well. He is a player for certainly watching this match, and he's going to be key to South Africa's success. So what are my predictions for this one? Well, I do think South Africa are going to win, and here are a few more reasons. Line-out success for Australia as well. Their set pieces are shocking. 73% of a success on the line-out is appalling. You wouldn't expect your team down the park to be doing that. 73%. But South Africa actually have shown that they are really an attacking side from their last few matches. With 10.25 average offloads a match, that shows that when they're hit, when they're put down on the floor, they want to keep playing. They want to get that quick ball on a counter attack. And they've scored 16 tries in the last 4 games. Compare that to Australia's 8 tries. So we've got 2 complete opposite styles of rugby here going head to head. And I do think South Africa are going to win. But let me know in the comments below, who do you think is going to win? Now it's time to look at the other game. It's Argentina who host New Zealand. And of course, New Zealand lost against South Africa last weekend. And they're going to go and want to win and get back to winning ways. Argentina, on the other hand, coming off a really good result against Australia. They will be confident. Now, New Zealand last time, when they played against South Africa, they started the game pretty slowly. There were 2 tries down within 20 minutes or so. And they're going to have to start this one a lot quicker and a lot stronger. Argentina at home are a force to be reckoned with. They've grown into the game, they've got some really good players, and keeping all their players within Argentina has negative but also very positive effects. It means that the main players who play for the team already play in a club together. So that team spirit and that understanding of each other's game is basically there all year round. So when they do step into the national team, it's basically like they've been at a club for the whole time together, which they have. Now let's be honest, New Zealand are much superior to Argentina in every aspect, let's be honest. But Argentina's big problem has been their ill discipline. An average of 11.5 penalties conceded and in a match, and 46 in the last 4 games alone. Silly mistakes like coming in on the side and being in offside positions, doing silly things like this. They are getting penalised so much for it. They need to get them out of their games because they're going to be struggling, because New Zealand, if you give them a sniff, they will beat you. I know they did it against South Africa last week, but they are a world-class side. They're the best in the world, and nobody's going to argue with that, I don't think so. And you give them a sniff and they will take it. Again, Argentina's big struggle is at the scrum. 75% scrum success is just not quite up to scratch, in my opinion. But the key players for this match, we have got Sanchez for Argentina, the number 10, who controls the game. He's been there for years, it feels like, and he has. But he will control the game. He will kick points. He can kick from nearly anywhere on the pitch. We saw last week he kicked from, I think, halfway or over halfway to get Argentina underway against the Aussies. So you give him a chance to kick and he's going to kick it over. For New Zealand, it's his opposite man. It's Beauden Barrett, who I think is the best fly half in the world, the best number 10 in the world. He will control the game. He's fantastic at running with the ball. His kicking game is exquisite, and he links up well with Smith at scrum half. But it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be extremely attacking, but I do think New Zealand are going to win this one. So there you go, those are my predictions for this weekend between, of course, Argentina, New Zealand, and then South Africa and Australia. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think is going to win? How are your team going to do? Yeah, if you have enjoyed, do subscribe, like, and get involved in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Peace.